What do you do when you have one of those low moments? Like the wind has been taken out of your sails and previously you've been showing up, getting it done, making progress, doing well, or maybe not getting the expectations that you wanted, because sometimes that takes time, right? So it's not relevant as to whether how big your results were or were not. The important topic that I want to talk about today is how your energy, right? Your energy and your mindset can shift, right? What do you do when you're at a moment where you're just feeling flat, right? You're just not feeling it like you used to. Where previously it was like you were all energy, full in, go out, playful, right? Like just totally in it, right? Just totally passionate. Even if you still had some fear, which is, can be fine and normal, you were completely going for it. You were totally crushing it. You were so proud of yourself for the way you were showing up and getting it done. And now you just feel like, I don't know. Maybe you feel, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not sure what to say. Or maybe you feel burnt out. Or maybe you feel like it's not landing. Or maybe something happened in your personal life to shift your energy, right? Maybe it's not even about work or the business or the thing, but it's about something else in your life that happened that just was hard. It was maybe it's still hard. Maybe you're through it. But what do you do when you're in that moment and it's shifted, right? The first thing you have to do is take care of yourself, right? The first thing you have to do is allow yourself some downtime and not just push through, especially if your energy isn't there, right? Like if you want to run and go, but the energy is not agreeing with you, right? You're not going to show up the same. Your energy is going to be kind of flat, right? It's just the same way you feel. It's not going to reach your audience, right? It's not going to reach the people you work with, because our energy affects everything, right? So, first thing you have to do is take care of yourself. You have to give yourself grace. You have to be kind to yourself. You have to realize that you did the best you could, and man, you've been doing an amazing job, right? And it's only normal that we do have kind of cycles or periods where we do need rest, where we do need that downtime. So the first thing I would advise, instead of pushing harder because you don't have the energy to do it, is to take time in stillness, to go for that walk in nature, to take a bubble bath, whatever that is for you, to just replenish yourself, to, work on your mindset. And also do something fun, right? Find some joy, spend time with family or loved ones or friends, or go to a concert, whatever that is for you. Because that alone can shift your energy versus just trying to keep pushing, right? Just like the moon has cycles, right? We go from the new moon to the full moon, just like the moon has cycles. We have to recognize that we also have cycles, right? We're like a soul in a human body, and that body gives us guidance and direction, and it needs, to be nurtured and replenished, right? And honestly, women, everybody, but women especially are kind of synced up with the moon anyway, right? Our emotions flow with the energy of the moon. For example, the new moon is more of a rest period, more of a low energy period, where the full moon is usually you have high energy. You might have, trouble sleeping that night. You might be more awake. Not every full moon, but I'm sure everyone has experienced at least once during a full moon where they were up late or had trouble sleeping. So it's important to realize that, just as the moon has cycles, just as the ocean, the tide comes in and out, it's the same thing for us. And if we push, we're just going to end up depleted. And we have to also recognize that, if you have a thought to do something, you're meant to do that 100%. And I know negative thoughts and fear, doubt, and all the things can pop in, right? But you had the thought, you had the idea. That means it's possible, right? So how does that feel? Sit with that for a moment, that it's actually possible, because it's a beautiful thing. And there are so many people that don't have a thought, don't have an idea. They're wandering aimless. They're not awake. They're not focused on their personal growth. I do think more people are waking up, but still the majority of people are not doing what you're doing. They're not working on themselves. They're not going after a goal. And that alone, you should cheer yourself on and applaud yourself just for that, right? And the fact that you care so much that you're feeling flat is also a sign that you are meant to do big things. It's also a sign that you're very dedicated. And it's totally normal to have doubt or imposter syndrome or just be exhausted sometimes or burn out, right? I'm smiling not because it's a good thing, but like it kind of, maybe not the burnout, but all of it just means that you care, right? So that's why I'm smiling, because you are here, like you want to contribute, you have a mission and a message, and like you're not giving up on it. The fact that you're showing up and doing it means you're meant to do it. It means you're here for a reason. And when you feel low, it's important to take it slow, to rest. I mean, we get sick because we need the rest, right? So the first thing, again, I'm repeating myself, because the first thing is to take it easy on yourself, to not beat yourself up, to not start with the negative thoughts and the doubt and the, oh, I'm not doing it. Oh, I'm not good enough. That's ridiculous. You've been shown up. You've been doing it. You need a break, and you need to allow yourself to take a break, right? And the other thing is, everything is like working in your favor. Like you have to recognize that the universe is conspiring for you. And that is such a beautiful thing. And it's just a beautiful thing that you want to serve, that you want to help, that you want to contribute, whether it's with your business or work, or even maybe your goal is with, being more connected with family, and developing that relationship. And also, the more we work on ourselves, the more personal growth we do and focus on, the more sensitive we can become, right? We wake to all these spiritual abilities and to intuition, and you can be an empath or clairvoyant or so many other things. But because of that, you feel more. And I believe that us who go through, who have big goals, right? Who show up and do this personal work, it is often the case where we have even more struggles or more things, more roadblocks, more things to kind of get through and overcome, because it's like we're getting multiple lessons, at least I know I have, so that we can then use those lessons to help other people, right? And it makes you more qualified. It makes you more experienced. It makes you know so much more and relate so much more to the women you're helping, right? If you have a business or a focus or a cause, right? It helps you to really understand from their point of view and feel, what they're going through, which is huge. Nobody wants to work with a coach like myself who is just all talk and hasn't had the life experience and hasn't had the struggle and then work to overcome it and then transform their lives and then done that with their clients, right? It is a time where it matters. It matters that, someone has the experience. So just knowing that, right? That whatever struggle comes up, it's meant for you, right? There's a reason. There's always a reason. We don't want the struggle. I want you to not have the struggle as well. But at some point, we're going to have a struggle. And if we can remember that it's happening because we are meant to overcome it and evolve. It's happening because we are meant to learn a lesson, overcome it, and evolve. It doesn't make it better in the moment. But as you start to come out of it, it does make it better. You start to understand. You're like, oh, okay. This happened because this, that, and this. And, having a coach like myself can help you to dig in more and understand why things happened. And also to, get rid of limiting beliefs and things like that. But again, if you had the thought you can do it, like you're inherently worthy just because you're born. Like my book, Fireproof, it's about many things, stepping back into your power and boundaries and manifesting, but it's about the fact that you are worthy simply because you exist. You are worthy regardless of any struggle that happens to you, regardless if you mess up, regardless if things happen to you that are out of your control, no matter what, you are inherently worthy. We're all souls in a body here. We are meant to be abundant, to be loved, to be happy, to be joy. And it's so easy to get pushed around as a human, right? Or even a child, and kind of forget that, and get lost in all that when it's some complete nonsense, right? So the more we can show up and honor ourselves and take care of ourselves and get back to ourselves and know that, like, you're the magic, right? I'm the magic. You're the magic. We are the magic. It's, one thing I focus on with my clients and is intuition, tuning into your intuition and knowing what you want for yourself. And I make sure I ask them questions and get very clear on what they want so that I'm not deciding. I'm helping them bring out what their biggest, wants, desires, goals are. And I'm also knowing the limiting beliefs. But for you, it's important to know that you're the magic and you can make it happen. Like, believing in yourself is like the number one way to succeed, and also can sometimes be very difficult, especially when you don't know what's in your way. But if you just believe with blind faith, right, or just even believe a little bit, maybe, then that you are the magic, that you can make things happen, then you're like on your way, because believing that it's not going to happen is going to stop your progress, like, before it even starts, right? And sometimes, yes, we believe it and it doesn't happen, or maybe it takes a really long time and our belief starts to waver and we wonder what we're doing. But the truth is, everything happens in divine timing. And maybe you weren't supposed to get the thing you wanted, but you're going to get something better later. So keeping that faith and keep going is like such an important part of it as well. So if you're feeling flat, take care of you, find joy, and then get back to it. Then connect to your why. Then connect to, well, what am I here doing? What is my purpose? Why do I want this goal? Why? And then go even deeper, right? If you succeed, then you will what, right? The more my message lands to more people, the more I help women to become powerful, own their full confidence, know that they're worthy, manifest whatever the hell they want, right? So that's what I want. You know what I mean? I want all of us to succeed. And there's a lot of stuff that happens in the world to push us down, pull us down, from abuse to just mistreatment in the workplace, or just being undervalued or not noticed, right? Or burned out and like giving your all and just feeling like, what is happening? So I just feel very powerfully about, helping women to really step up, be bold, go after what they want. And again, there's so many like underlying things that we don't realize, and we think like, oh, we're good. Can't tell you how many people I've spoken to on calls that they're like, oh yeah, I'm good. No, I passed it. Like, that was childhood. Like, I'm fine. And I'm like, but I think this, and this is affecting this. Like, I think you do need to kind of heal that, work on that. And some people just don't want to do the work, or they're not ready, it's in everybody's own timing, right? They may be ready later, or they might never be ready. And it's really sad for those who are never ready and never do the work, because they're never going to reach the full potential. They're never going to manifest everything they want. They can still manifest some things, but it's very difficult if you're not doing the work to. And when I say work, it doesn't mean it has to be nonstop grind either, right? Let's release the expectation or the viewpoint that it's hard, right? Like that it's so hard to work on yourself. There are moments when you have to like sit with it, and but it's also the best thing ever, because it releases and it frees you and you get like a whole new perspective. So it's so powerful. So you can do this. Give yourself grace. Take extra care of yourself. Pay more attention to your mindset. Watch all the things that are going to help your mindset, to help you feel better about yourself while you're going through this period. And then you connect to your why, and then you get back to it and you take action, right? You always have to take action. You can't just wish and manifest. You have to set your intention and then show up and do the action. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am Lynn Perez. I am a manifestation coach since 2016 and the author of Fireproof and a speaker. So if you would love to learn more and go deeper, you could grab a copy of my book Fireproof, or you could set up a one-on-one call with me if you're interested to learn more about coaching. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon.